Hey tribe, welcome back. We're going to have a fun concept here because in order to unlock your dream life, okay, you got to put some fun maxing into it, baby. Okay, you got to start having more fun. You're too serious. Okay, and I don't know why I fall into this trap, and I'm going to talk about a recent story here also. But again, I fall in this trap too because I don't know why we do this. Is we end up taking life too serious, especially even when we get to manifesting. We get into how do I get my dream house, my dream car, more money. Then all of a sudden, we almost like put our life on hold until we actually get what we want. But what ends up happening is, listen, guys, if you put life on hold, that means you don't have it yet. Okay, so really what you're doing, you're really putting your life on hold. You're putting your manifestations on hold. Do you understand what you're doing? Okay, you thinking you're putting your life temporary on hold, but what you're really doing is putting your manifestations on hold because it slows everything down. So let's talk about this for a few minutes here. And I'll try not to keep you too long with my story, okay? If you want to go make some popcorn, go make some popcorn and pause this video and come back, baby. But anyway, I've actually made several videos about you need to have more fun. When you have more fun, it does really unlock stuff, guys. And we'll talk about this in a second. Now, my story really fast I want to share with you. I really want you to listen to the story because it really has a good point, okay? And I'll try my best to stay on point and not be too long and exaggerated with you guys, okay? But a lot of you know that I've been up here, or Ang and I have been up here in Surin, northern Thailand, for about a year and a half taking care of Ang's dad. And it's been kind of rough on both of us, okay? And most of the time when I say rough, it's just because when you're up north in Thailand, there's really nothing to do, baby, okay? Like when you're in a Thai village, there's completely nothing to do at all, okay? Anything we want to do is like a 40-minute drive. Anything, okay? So about a month ago, we went down to Jomtien because we were thinking about, getting a house, buying a house, and Ang's dad at the same time, since we've been here so long, the good news is his health really turned around. So we were just so anxious to leaving, and the whole time we've been up here, it's really like we put our life on hold. You understand? Because since there's nothing to do, we both of us in our own way kind of got in this gunk phase. Yes, I worked a lot. Yes, I made a lot of videos. Yes, I was being productive on that end, but it was really to the core, like we weren't having fun, okay? We were just kind of enduring the Thai village life, and we couldn't wait to leave. So we went down to Jomtien a month ago to look for a place because we were thinking, well, we'll just go down there, okay? That way we get more experience with Thai banks, more experience where we really want to buy a house. And because we couldn't really narrow down an area yet, but we were just so tired of being up here, we were kind of forcing Jomtien to happen. So we went down there, and it was so easy to get down there, guys. We literally packed everything up. Everything is still packed. When we came back up here, I literally had to set up my whole computer station again, my whole workstation. No lie, no joke. But when we went down to Jomtien, we had a good time and everything, okay? But it just seemed like we hit roadblock after roadblock after roadblock. We could not find a place. And the main reason we couldn't find a place to take our dogs, okay? Or at least we couldn't find a place that we liked that would accept our dogs. Let's put it that way. We did find a place, but just not what we wanted. And, but we were down there we were down there for about 2 weeks. Okay, near the end of the 2 weeks, we were thinking about, we're going to have to come back up here because we can't find a place. And at the same time, Ang needed to come back up here because she had to take her dad to the hospital to pick up his medicine. That's a monthly thing she has to do. So I thought, well, I might as well come with you because we haven't found a place yet. But one of the things while we were down there, we both kind of realized that And I realized it my own way. When I started kind of thinking back about Seren, I kind of started thinking and realizing when I was in Jomtien, it's like, dude, like I put my life on hold. The whole time I was in Seren, my whole mindset was, when are we leaving? When are we getting out? And that was Aang's mindset too, just in a different way, a little bit. You know, we both express it in our own ways. But we both actually sat down and talked about it in Jomtien. And that we both kind of felt like we weren't enjoying life. You understand? Like we got so focused on things we didn't like, things we didn't like about the house, things we didn't like about the Thai village, and we were just kind of stuck in that. And then on top of it, we tried to kind of force things to happen, to force to get out because we just didn't like it. And we realized that down at Jomtien because we're driving around Jomtien looking for places. We're still having a good time, you know what I mean? We're going out to eat at nighttime, stuff like that. So since Jomtien kind of pulled us away from Seren, it gave us a time to kind of reflect and kind of see what we were doing. You understand? So Jomtien wasn't a waste of time. So at first, like people think, oh, you just wasted time, Chad. You just wasted money to go down there. But it wasn't a waste of time. Okay, remember, life is happening for you. Life is happening for your benefit. And it made us both see, you know, not just me, not just Aang. It made us both see what we were doing. Okay, because remember, especially when you're a couple and you're trying to manifest as a couple, okay, sometimes it's hard when one person sees it and you don't. Then they're trying to communicate to you over here. Like you both need to see it. And that's what Jomtien made us do. It made us both see in our own way what we were doing, how we were holding our own selves back. And listen, the main thing we both saw, and what was unique about this is because when Aang and I sat down and first started talking, I let Aang talk first. But when Aang talked first, she pretty much said what I was going to say, baby. You know what I mean? Like, she literally said, like, the whole time we've been up in Seren, we didn't enjoy ourselves. We didn't have fun around it. We didn't go out and do things. Even though things are limited, even those things that we want to do is really out of our way, okay? But we still could have did them. Do you understand? And I don't want to beat this like to death, okay? But what we got to understand is, and I'm going to give Rhonda Byrne credit for this because I heard Rhonda Byrne say this. She's the one that did the popular movie The Secret. She wrote tons and tons of books around The Secret and stuff like that. But she said one time she was on a podcast, and I think she was on a podcast with the School of Greatness. And I forget his name. I remember the podcast. But he was asking her, you know, just plain and simple, the simplest form, you know, what is law of attraction? And she said, this is what she said. She said, if you would just focus on what you want, what you want to do, having fun, if you would just focus on those three things, you would have everything you want. Okay. And of course, she went a little bit farther with it, you know, and she said, what you have to understand is when you have fun, no matter what you're doing, no matter if you're a gamer, baby, and you love to play games. Video games is your thing. Video games is how you release pressure and release things, get your mind off, you know, work and all this stuff. Play video games, okay? Maybe you're a movie buff. You sit down, you watch Netflix, you watch a movie. It gets your mind, you know, gets your mind off everything. Okay? But maybe you like to go out and do extracurricular activities. Maybe you like to go to the gym, okay? You like to hang with your friends, whatever, okay? Do those things, okay? Even though, especially if you have more of an analytical mindset, practical mindset, even though those fun activities, little hobbies have literally nothing to do with what you're trying to manifest, okay? Literally have nothing to do with making money. You know what I mean? But what happens is you want to do them. You're having fun. You're in your awe. You understand? And you manifest from that state. Remember, what is manifestation? It's your state. It's who you're being throughout the day. It's who you're being in every moment throughout your day. So when you're doing things you love to do, you're having fun, you're manifesting, okay? Plus another thing I want to say here and add in here is you detach from it. You understand? You stop thinking about it. I mean, the biggest thing when we went down to Jomtien, because we were just so busy. I mean, we literally got up. Well, we didn't get up at 7 a.m. We were already out and about at 7 a.m. driving around, looking at places, talking to people and stuff like that. But we were just so busy. Like I can just talk to myself. I mean, I forgot about YouTube. I forgot about work almost for like 2 weeks. you understand? Like, and I think that's kind of when we saw it, because when we were just out and about having fun, looking at stuff, going out at night, we weren't focused on it anymore. We weren't focused on what we were doing. We weren't focused on what was holding us back. But anyway, what I was saying is it detaches you. You detach from it. When you're having fun, you detach from it. You stop thinking about it. Now, isn't that true? When you go out, you're just having fun, you're watching a movie, you're hanging out with your buds, hanging out with your friends, whatever you're doing. Isn't it weird how, even if it's for an hour or two, for that hour or two, you totally forget about it. You totally forget about the stresses of life. You totally forget about what you're trying to do. You need money. You totally forget about it. Okay, you see the secret here, you need to forget. Do you understand? You need to let it go. You need to detach. That's why, like, even though I'm kind of joking around with fun maxing and stuff like that, but having fun, enjoying life, and really having fun, enjoying life is huge. Okay. I mean, this is one of the reasons why, like, people who have a very kind of like easygoing attitudes, they kind of have a carefree spirit. Like, they're almost like they're carefree. They don't care about anything. They just like to have fun all the time. That's part of the reasons why it seems like everything attracts to them, because they're in that state. They're doing what I'm telling you to do. That's why things just seems to come to them effortlessly. If I can say that word, effortlessly. You understand? But anyway, tribe, let's wrap this up. I don't want to just explain this over and over and over again, 5 or 10 different ways. But if you're kind of like me, where for whatever reason, you don't have to be a really serious person, but maybe you just did like Aang and I, where you just got sucked into it for somehow. You don't know how, but you just got sucked into it. It's just kind of how we did here in Surin. We just got sucked into it, not enjoying life, not having fun. And when we came back up here, that's what we both vowed. Or when we come back up here, no matter how long we're here, we're going to have fun. We're going to enjoy life. Okay? We're going to just change our mindset around everything. And that's what we've been working on for the last month, is changing our mindset. Okay? And not walk around acting like, maybe it wouldn't be both of us at the same time, but it was always like one of us, like, walking around acting like we literally live in hell. One of us was always doing it, okay? Which takes the other one out of their state of them being the most possessive version of them. Okay, tribe? But anyway, put more fun in your life. Start having more fun. No matter what it is. Like, even if you're an entrepreneur, you're trying to build your business, you're putting in the time, you're putting in the work, okay? You're working 12-hour days, 7 days a week. It might not even be 12 hours. You're working from the time you get up and the time you go to bed, okay? You're working 16 hours, 18 hours. It doesn't matter, okay? Have fun around it. Okay, you need to kind of think back when you were a teenager and you just enjoy life, no matter what it is you want to do. Don't let the stresses of being an entrepreneur stress you out. Okay, have fun with it. Remember back in the day, this is probably what you always wanted to do. You need to be in your all and be excited that you're doing what you want to do. You're working where you want to work. Okay. You got to change. You're in a gunk. You got to change your thinking a little bit. You got to go back almost like a kid, a teenager, how you treated stuff around. You know, you didn't take life so serious. You got to get back to that. You got to get back to those core roots, because that's what's going to bring what you want to you faster, my friends. But other than that, tribe, remember, I love you guys. And if you want to be part of the tribe, the best tribe on planet YouTube, baby, the link is in the description. If you want to reach out to me or work with me, the links are also in the description. Other than that, peace out, and I'll see you in the next video.